Hi, this is David. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a data warehouse in Azure. This is a process that's similar to creating a SQL Azure database, but with some small exceptions. As always, we log into the portal at portal.azure.com and log in, which I've already done here, and click this green plus button up here that says Create a Resource. Databases are down here, and underneath database is SQL Data Warehouse. You could also type something in that search box at the top. Type in Azure Data Warehouse, something like that, and it would find it as well. For a resource group, everything in Azure goes into a resource group, and so I'm going to create a brand new one here. I'll just call it DG Test RG. DG is my initials, and test tells me I can delete this later. It's just a test thing. I'm going to name the data warehouse DG Test DW for data warehouse. I haven't used that one before. I do have to create a SQL server on which to store this, so I'm going to call this DG Test SQL Server, and the fully qualified name will be DG Test SQL Server.database.windows.net. I'll type in an admin login. I'll just use my name here, and a password. My super secret password is PASSWORD@1, and it actually accepts that as a strong enough password. I have to confirm it in case I don't make any mistakes. I can put it wherever I want to. I like to think about where the data is going to be consumed, what people or applications will be using this data, and keep it close to there to make sure that the latency isn't excessive. So location looks good here. It's still actually thinking about that name. Oh, it is unavailable, so I'm going to call it SQL Server 2. How about that? That's a good one. Now I can select that. Right here, I'll click on. I can go through here, and there are things that I can set up in here for this data warehouse, but you don't need to do any of those things, so I'm just going to accept the default for this. Now, it's going to take a few minutes to create that because it has to create first the server, the SQL Server, and the data warehouse on top of that. So I'm going to pause the video right now and come back to it when we're done. We are back, and the deployment is complete, as it says here. They deployed both the SQL Server and the data warehouse on top of that SQL Server. I can click this Go to Resource button here. I can also go down to like all resources and find it that way as well. It'll be listed in here, and we can search for it by name or get a list of all of them and sort by type, things like that. And this is all ready to go. We can start creating star schemas on here. We can start adding data to it. We can connect to it with tools like SQL Server Management Studio or the Visual Studio data tools and start building out our databases and our star schemas in that way. One thing that you will need to do is to set these firewalls right here. So for example, if you wanted to connect from your local machine, my local machine has this IP address, and I would not need to copy that in here from the start to the end. It doesn't matter where I start or end, but it has to include this IP address and its range right here. So if you want to just do that automatically, add client IP address, and it includes this IP address and nothing else. And it gives it this name, client IP address, right here with today's date. You can name that whatever you want. The important thing is this right here. Also, nothing happens until you click Save. Now it's actually available. Now I can connect from this IP address right here. So if you have other applications that need to connect to it, you'll have to set up the IP address that way as well, and basically open up holes in the firewall to do so. In this video, I've shown you how to create a new SQL data warehouse in Microsoft Azure. This is David. Thank you for watching.